Hey, everyone. Happy Wednesday. um, it's an exciting interview today because Dr. Joanne is in Arizona and I'm all the way here in Alaska to talk about the yin and the yang. And the cool thing is I moved from Arizona to Alaska. So we have that in common that she lives in Arizona now and I used to live there. I asked Dr. Joanne to join me because many times I do these interviews with brand new doctors or students who we have a lot of brand new doctors and students in the boot camp. We also have those of us who've been in practice for a while, like Dr. Joanne. And I think it's so exciting to see docs who've been in practice for a long time and they know, like, I still have more to learn. I still have more to give and I still want to grow. Like, I'm not done on this journey yet. So, Dr. Joanne, thanks so much for joining me.
Yes, thanks for having me. You remember I also used to live in Alaska, right? So we have that in common
I
as well.
do remember. And it's so cool because both states are AA, right? A at
Yeah.
the beginning and A at the end. So we have actually so much in common. And I'm so thankful I got to meet you face to face when I was in Arizona in November at our meetup. So Joanne, let's pick up and let's let everyone else listen in on the conversation that we were having before we went live. And hey, viewers, don't be stalkers. Tell us who you are. Like, pop in the comment section or give us a thumbs up or something and let us know you're with us so we don't feel like it's just the two of us. Um, so my question to Joanne was, what message do you want to share today with our audience? And you said,
And I said that I just really have enjoyed the boot camp. When I first started, I had a lot of processes that I needed to get in place, like a new EHR software, some new equipment that I knew I wanted to add. So I spent a lot of time laying the foundation for things that I already knew that I needed to upgrade in my practice. And then over the past few months, I've been implementing different things from the boot camp. And I love that there's just so much to choose from, so I can focus on what I'm working on right now. So for example, right at this time, I've seen some weaknesses with my consultation and report of findings. And so I've been utilizing the things that we have in the boot camp to make my processes better from that standpoint. And I know that I also want to work on my social media presence and things like that. And all of those tools are there for me when I'm ready and have the time to do that.
absolutely. And Michael, thanks for give us a thumbs up. Oh, and hey, Tim. Awesome. Michael says, you are funny, always upgrading, always upgrade your plan. Absolutely. And like Joanne said, and we were having this conversation before we started, the boot camp, in case you don't know, it's a lifetime membership with a finite financial investment. So it doesn't mean you have to pay to play. That you choose. You have one of two options. You can do monthly payments for a period of time, or you can do a one-time payment, and you own the boot camp for a lifetime. So like Joanne said, that in the boot camp, if there's something particular that you're working on, you can keep working on that. And I encourage all of the boot campers to really own parts of your practice and get that part all dialed in and go deep with it. Don't play tag with it, or you're going to be right back around trying to fix that problem again. So like right now, Joanne is working on consult and report of findings. Not that she doesn't know how to do them, but if you're getting this much result, why not tweak it and get a better result, right? Because we're always going to be doing consultations. We're always going to do report of findings. And so Joanne doesn't have to feel, well, Joanne, I'm not going to take the words out of my mouth. You tell everybody.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't have said it better, honestly. So it's just, like I said, it's just a way to really hone in on the things that you're noticing in your own practice. I mean, again, I've done consultations and report of findings for 20 years, but there are certain key pieces that if you leave them out, your rates of success are not going to be as good as if you're doing the processes the way that they should. So I'm just grateful for that. And I'm also grateful that it is that lifetime membership, because new things are being added all the time. You recently started doing the 5-day challenges, which I'm doing this week, and I'm hoping I'm going to finish since I'm leaving town tomorrow. But also, you had a new training that just came up this week that I haven't had a chance to listen to, but I'm going to listen to it this weekend. So there's the stable stuff that's there, but then there's always something new to learn, and it's just a great balance to be able to expand your view and your practice and how you want to show up in the world.
Yes. And I love that, you don't have to feel like, ooh, if I'm not using this, I'm paying for it and I'm not using it. Like, it's just like, just calm, like take your own pace. And sometimes that means you're going fast. Sometimes that means you're kind of going a little bit slower based on what's going on in your life. So it's very, very customizable, and you can always go back. You can always go back. And then when you have gone back, I don't know about you, but like I go back and redo week 1 all the time myself. And stuff I thought was true about myself before has now changed, right? Because I've grown. So now when I look at it, it's like, oh, well, now I see that differently. It's kind of like I always think of, I didn't know Samson needed glasses. And when he was 5, we took him to an ophthalmologist, and they're like, well, the kid can't see. Okay. Right. So we took him to the mall, and I remember he got his first pair of glasses, and he walked out and he was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I can see stuff. I can read stuff, Yeah. And so I feel like when we go back and look at the content again, that's what we get to see, is we get to see it with a whole new lens because we've grown since the last time. What's been your most favorite week of the boot camp so far?
Well, I definitely think week 1 is a fantastic week because of just what you said. You're seeing it with new eyes every single time you look at it. So you can refine and redefine your goals or your focus for when you're doing that. There's so many great weeks. It's really hard to pick one because there's so many, but I think week 1, it's just so foundational. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge believer in mindset and what you say to yourself and how your belief systems can get in the way of your success and color how you see the world and how you interact with that. And the same applies for your patients. So being able to understand that for yourself and then being able to see that from your patient's perspective, I think is huge in helping them to overcome their own limitations.
Absolutely. And I do think it's our responsibility to share those truths with practice members. In the boot camp, we do it with whiteboard topics. We do it with Facebook Lives. We do it with blog posts. And, chiropractic care is about the life of it, not just the relief of it, right? So if it's about the life of it, then teaching our practice members about positive mindset, about growing your mind, about, the stick figures, right? About the tear barrier. And I have no doubt that you've been able to see those, like the bondage, the conflict, the reason, the conflict and the freedom in your own life as well as practice members, right? Like, oh, you're in the tear barrier. I know exactly what's going on, right? Yes. And then being able to communicate and teach those things with them so that they can use them in their own lives and in their relationships. And then it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and we pass it forward. So I know that you got to get off here in 60 seconds. So to conclude, what message would you like to leave people with today?
Well, if there's any chiropractors out there that have been thinking about joining the boot camp, I think that now would really be a great time. I also highly recommend paying for it in full just because you get a huge discount by doing that. Yeah. You also get the lifetime membership. But ultimately, what I love the most about the tribe in general is that everybody in this group is so positive and there's no negativity. And if there is, it's squashed really quickly. But I just haven't seen very much of that. And having, mostly women, a lot of women together and seeing that we are all building each other up, that's been just an amazing space to be a part of.
Yes, I love that. And you're right. We are a judgment-free zone. And, we all recognize that we all can come in and out of great times and bad times in our lives, right? Like, it may be that you're on the upswing from a bad time in your life, or maybe it's been a while, or maybe you're in the thick of it. Like, we're all in it together and we're in it to win it together. So thank you for saying that. I do appreciate the incredible culture like the group call that we just did, the incredible culture that we have all grown together within our tribe. And thank you so much, Joanne, for being a part of it. I really appreciate your wisdom and your contributions. So thanks a bunch.
Well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you.
Have a great day. I appreciate you too.
Okay.
God bless you. And I'm sure I'll be back on Facebook Live tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.